What's up, guys? It's me, Spotty, and today we're here to talk about, are trap cards even useful in today's climate? Because I know back in my day, we used to use trap cards, and I've noticed as the game has sort of evolved, you always had your floodgate trap cards, and I remember when those were really important, so they had to ban a lot of trap cards. But on the most recent ban list, Konami has unbanned a lot of really, what would be deemed really great trap cards. They bottomless trap holes, torrential tributes, they let loose a lot of trap cards nowadays, and you would figure that might affect the game's climate a bit, and it really didn't. Because the same top decks are still the same top decks. Like, even with your anti-spell fragrance and your torrential tributes and your solemn judgments and your 3 solemn strikes, and you got all these cards, and Pendulum Magician is still the best deck out right now. And when you take that into account, you think about it nowadays, it's like, damn, is trap cards even as useful as they used to? I'm not trying to say that trap cards should be at the forefront of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or one of the second most important elements to a deck, but I feel like trap cards should have some type of say in today's game. But nowadays, trap cards themselves are almost a useless game mechanic, almost because of the fact that they're too slow. If your trap card's not working with the archetype that your deck is built around, so that way you can activate it from your hand or activate it on the turn that you set it, then your trap card's almost useless, because you can set it and it doesn't matter. If you got to wait a whole turn just to use a card, that's almost a minus. The way the game is nowadays, everything is so fast for you to set up your board that if you have a trap card, you need to be able to use it now. Even if it's not the same speed that it was that you can set up and wait. Like, trap cards aren't what you need to cause disruptions for your opponent plays. You need to have that within your monsters already, whether or not it be using the monsters from your main deck or your extra deck. That trap cards aren't meant for the purpose of disruption or big disruption. Like, maybe you can have the bigger cards, like you have your solemn strikes and maybe solemn judgment, but outside of those trap cards alone, and maybe evenly matched, I don't really see that many trap cards being useful in today's game in a main deck outside of your side deck of trap cards, that you have like your anti-spell fragrances and other cards like that that you can use specifically to go up against other decks. So, in my personal opinion, I think that we all know one of the main reasons why that trap cards have just been kicked off to the side. Like I said, the game is too fast now. Monster effects are popping off. You need to have your monsters to be the disruptors. You can't have a card that you can set face down and you can't activate it until your next turn. You need to activate your shit now. If you can't get your cards to pop off now, that might as well be a dead card in your hand. Like, the days of like holding a BLS envoy of the beginning in your hand until the end of the game, like that's not gonna happen. Like, those days of saving your cards aren't really, there's nothing to save anymore. You need to get all your shit out now, so that way you can set up your board and have like 18 different cards, so that way you can have 3 to 4 different cards on the field that can negate something or disrupt some type of play, so that way you don't even have to need your trap cards anymore. So it just creates more room for your spell cards and your other searches just to make the deck go even faster, to build more consistency. And another reason why trap cards aren't really as useful is because we have hand traps. And with hand traps, those are just faster trap cards. You put these monsters in your deck that are just faster. And you have your Ghost Ogres, you have your Ash Blossoms, you have your the Ghost Reaper with the cherries. You have all these cards that you can use in your hand that just negate or disrupt or completely put a halt to your opponent's plays if you put them at the right time. And that's way more useful than a trap card that you have to have in your hand and set and then wait a whole nother turn and hope that your opponent doesn't pop it or get rid of it, and that you can even activate it in time to do what you need to do with it. And it's the right trap card. And it's crazy because I remember back when me and Kisame did like those banlist banters about like Solemn Judgment. I was like, oh, that's crazy with Solemn Strike coming out and Solemn Warning. You got all these cards, you pay so much life points, so much cost. I was like, yo, life points don't even matter. It doesn't matter what you're paying. You're gonna run out of life points. But like, it's like, it doesn't even matter that you can pay half your life points to negate anything. That's still too slow. A counter trap in today's game is almost borderline too slow. So if your trap card isn't as fast as a counter trap, then you damn near might as well be playing a hand trap or some type of spell speed card that helps you draw and get through your deck and search so you can build more consistency. My closing thoughts on this, I just think trap cards in general are just, I think they're borderline useless nowadays. I remember I did my video on the top 10 most useless trap cards, and nowadays most trap cards for today's current climate in Yu-Gi-Oh! Trap cards just don't really have a place. And I feel like going forward, what is something that traps need? Traps need more, I guess, more effects like an evenly matched, where they can have some type of condition that you can activate them from the hand. Or even, let's say, back with the what was it, with the PK Fire deck, when you had those decks going around where you had the trap cards, and once they hit the graveyard, they can activate from there, and that was some sort of an engine that you could do from there. And I remember that's when trap cards were really popping. So maybe they need more of that, useful trap cards that do more things in the graveyard that you can banish under certain conditions, or trap cards that you have from the hand that you can activate under certain conditions, or just other trap cards that just coincide with archetypes, like the way they are with the magic bullet monsters, where they where you set them down and you can activate them from the hand as long as they're in the same column, or you have a certain type of archetype monster on the field. Cards like that will really help trap cards nowadays to see more play, just, you know, because they're gonna put a certain amount of trap cards in each pack, and it's like, if nobody's playing trap cards, these are just useless cards that you're wasting your secrets, your ultras, and your super rares on. Like, this is garbage. So yeah, those are my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts on trap cards? Do they have a place in today's game in current climate in Yu-Gi-Oh? If so, tell me why. If not, comment what you think trap cards need to be improved for today's game. And also, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you get notified anytime I upload a video. Go to the Discord server, because that's where we talk about video topics and things like that, and you might get sneak previews of videos coming out. You get a lot of stuff goes on in the Discord server. It's pretty lit. And you know, right now I'm in the Discord server, I'm talking about what I want the next Could This Be Meta video to be about. So if you have a lot of ideas for that, you can comment those down below, but I would preferably suggest you go to the Discord server, where that way we can go into more detailed conversations about the Could This Be Meta segment. So that being said, you can do all those things. Subscribe to the channel. If you want to, you can follow me on my personal social media accounts. You got my Instagram, my Snapchat, my Facebook, and my Twitter. All those are at Evan Come Best, and I will see you guys next time. Oh yeah, post-credit, just to get to upload this the same day that I filmed it. Guys, I will be performing some of you guys know I'm a stand-up comedian. I do stand-up all over New York City. And some of you guys who might live in New York City want to see me perform, I always post links to my shows on my Instagram and all of that. But guys, I have a big show coming up. I'm going to be a part of this big show, Joe Budden's Oh What a Night event at the Highline Ballroom this Thursday at 8 p.m. I'll put the link to that event in the description. If you guys are dope, you want to come through and see me there and support, the link will be down there to support that. I'll see you guys there, and that's the real ending. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out of here.